jingkren kok nonton bukan dompet. Eh, Pak Dek, kita pergi tentu lah, yuk.
Here we are again after 1 month and 4 days. And this happened when we met you, the fraternity of the press, on 21st of July, 2023. It's 1 month. What has developed in this 1 month? Over this last 1 month, we have quietly observed how much, the facts of the matter, how it is being represented and how it is being misrepresented. And so we find that through this period of time, we as an association, we have been targeted. We have been targeted that it is unjustified. But then we get quiet. Quiet observation, quiet reflection over the matter. We have been sullied and we have been portrayed as a group of teachers who are villains in the society. They look at us, they tarnish our image. But are we moved? No. We are unmoved. Had we moved in the very first week itself, when we made a declaration and announcement, we would all have succumbed and bowed down to the pressure. But here we stand united as members of the association. We are being looked at and labeled as a group of people who are uncaring and unprofessional. We are violating the professional code of conduct, the code of ethics. But then again, let me drive home the point. We are standing firm on our professional ethics. We have a moral standing that we have to deliver as nation builders. What do we want for the society in future? What do we want for the nation at large in future? Teachers are nation builders. We all are familiar and we have heard this often repeated phrase. So now the question comes, when we have been tarnished, we are not here to defend. We are not here to defend, to say that no, take away, this kind of accusation, the kind of, labeling that you have for us. We are here to show our resoluteness that we have a moral standing. This book, the document, the National Policy of Education by the Ministry of Education, if you read it in 4.28, it says that students will be taught at a young age the importance of doing what is right. Are we not doing what is right? When we stand on the truth, are we wrong? Did we err? As people, majority of the people think that we err. But then, This is a time we are here to set the narrative right. And that is to dispel the fears and apprehensions of the parents, of the students, and the public at large. Now, first, we ask this question: where was the injustice? It was unjust. It is unjustified. Where was injustice committed? Number two, did we err? I said and I reiterate, we did not err. And it has to continue. We are daring to go because the implementation of NEP, it was based on unsound, illogical, irrational foundation. And what do we expect from that basis, from that foundation? This we want to make it clear. The university has not invited us, but then over a period of time, we've seen voices. Voices that indicates that yes, the Meghalaya College Teachers Association, it stands for the truth, for the right. As a teacher, as a community of teachers who are all over spreading, this is what I have to say. We have our integrity, we have our justice. So we observe and uphold integrity and justice. So it is on that principle, on these principles, that we strongly oppose the unilateral decision overreach of the university and the vice chancellor. After the press conference, what happened? There were kind of statements being made that they do not recognize a community of teachers. That the academic council is not needed. It is the executive council which matters. I do not know. If we read it in between the lines, how do we read the statement and the situation? I have two things here to say. First, it is ignorance of the Honorable VC about the statutes, about the rules, about the regulations, about the ordinance. And we are talking about the rule of law. So where is the rule of law here? And number two, it could be the pride, the arrogance, or an agenda that is hidden that we do not know. But if you take a reading, closely look at it, these are the two things that surface. But then, let me tell you, all of us as an association, we agree. We stated, and I remember Professor Schiff saying, if we have wronged, if we are wrong in our demand, tell us, we are ready to apologize. But one thing is very clear, and I would like the esteemed members of the press to carry it through, that MCTA is not against NEP 2020. I repeat, MCTA is not against NEP 2020. Rather, the strong opposition, it is because of the hurriedness, of the high-handedness, of the overreach, of the abuse of power and authority by the Vice Chancellor. And I will not go into detail about what is on that. This sets this panel an open discussion for the day. And good afternoon to one and all. So we have here on the dais, to my left, we have the General Secretary, Dr. A.P. W. Rani, Next to Dr. Eddie's is Sir Langsan Swear, and then we have to the extreme left Dr. David Marmion. We have to my right, immediate right, Professor Shiv Pradhan, and to my extreme right, we have Madam Amanda Passi. And we are now open, and I've set the ball rolling. So over to the General Secretary. Over to you, sir, please.
Thank you, Madam. And a very good afternoon to all friends from the media, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. What I would like to share here, so that I would take much of time, I would like to share the developments, the chronology of the non-cooperation movement that has been launched by the MCTA right from the 1st of August. But before that, I would like to take you a little bit further regarding the history of MCTA in relation to the NEP. Right from the time that I took over as the General Secretary of the MCTA, it all began from the 30th of November 2021 when we had the General Conference in St. Anthony's College. There we took a resolution number 11, and we made it very clear in that resolution that if NEP is to be implemented in the state of Meghalaya, then MCTA should be made one of the major stakeholders that we have decided in the General Conference. That happened on the 30th of November 2021. So we kept that in mind. In 2022, series of discussions and talks have been held by the organization. But nothing is forthcoming from the university or the state government with regard to the implementation of the NEP in the year 2022. However, it was in the year 2023 that certain developments took place, certain initiatives was taken by the university to implement the same, and so therefore our initiatives towards the address of the NEP and the implementation also took place. So therefore, on the 27th of March 2023, we saw an appointment with the Vice Chancellor of the university to have a talk with him with regard to the NEP. The appointment has been granted, and on the 28th, actually, before we get the appointment, on the 28th of March 2023, there was the 27th Emergent Academic Council meeting, which was held to specifically discuss on the curriculum and credit framework, the making of the curriculum and the credit framework under the NEP. Then on the 29th of March 2023, we gave a representation to the Minister of Education. We gave a representation to the Minister of Education, addressing him regarding the issues of the NEP and the implications that it may have on the students and the entire education system if it is implemented. Those issues have been taken up in the representation. Then, of course, we got the appointment with the Vice Chancellor on the 3rd of April 2023. Then on the 11th of April 2023, we submitted another representation to the Vice Chancellor. And this time it was specifically with regard to the NEP and its issues and the problems that we may face if it is implemented. Again, on the 18th of April 2023, we gave another representation to him, and I have all those copies with me. If you want me to share with you, I can do so after this press conference. On the 21st of April 2023, there was a meeting between the MCTA and the MCPC in Sankagar College, and that also with regard to the NEP. 16th of April 2023, there was a joint delegation, which is a result of the meeting that we took on the 21st of April, a joint delegation to meet the Chief Minister of Meghalaya with regard to the NEP implications that we may have if it is implemented in the state of Meghalaya. 17th May 2023, another joint delegation was made between the MCPC and the NCTA on the advice of the Chief Minister that we have to meet the Education Minister. So we met the Education Minister on the 17th May 2023. 18th May 2023, there was a meeting between the Education Minister and the Vice Chancellor on the NEP. However, we do not know what happened in that meeting. We never get any inputs from the stakeholders of the meeting with regard to the outcome of the meeting. However, on the 19th May 2023, another academic council meeting was called, which discussed the syllabi and the ordinance with regard to the NEP and NEP implementation. 23rd May 2023, there was again a meeting between MCPC and MCTA in San Pedro College to take the matter further. After we have met the Chief Minister, after we have met the Education Minister, after we have not got any reply in the way we would like it to be, therefore we continue our meet with the MCPC, which happens on the 23rd of May 2023. On the 25th of May 2023, there was a tripartite meeting. Tripartite meeting between among the three important stakeholders, important bodies, the MCPC, the Vice Chancellor of NEP, and the state government. That took place in the State Convention Center. We did not get the minutes or the outcome of that meeting, but however, I did call the president of the MCPC, but the only reply that I got was that in that meeting, it has not been able to decide whether NEP will be implemented or not. So she told me in exact words, the meeting was inconclusive. That was with regard to the meeting on the 25th May 2023. After that, there was a little bit of silence. Ultimately, it goes to the 12th of July 2023. It was on that day that the university, through the OSD CDC, Officer on Special Duty, College Development Council, gave that notification to all the colleges in Meghalaya that we should implement the NEP from this academic session 2023. So after we have seen that notification, on the 21st of July, we responded to that notification by giving a representation to the VC that he should withdraw that notification with immediate effect. And on the same day, we come here and we made a press conference addressing the issue regarding the illegitimacy and the illogical move taken by the university in the sense that though the matter has not been resolved in the academic council meeting, but he had mentioned that specifically in his notification dated 12 July 2023. So after the 21st July 2023, we were waiting for the response from the university. We did not get any response from the office of the BC or the CDC, despite the fact that we have given the copy to him. We shared the copy of the representation even with the Chief Minister and the Education Minister. We did not get any response even from the government side. So therefore, on the 29th of July, we called an emergency meeting to decide the way forward regarding this illegitimate notification given by the university. And so therefore, as an association, we decided that on the 1st of August 2023, we will start with our agitation in the form where we launch the non-cooperation movement, prohibiting taking the classes for the first semester students. From then on, we continue, we pursue the matter till date, and it is still continuing. So, madam, these are the developments that I have arranged. In fact, I have also brought some of the materials. If the press people would like to have it at the end of this meeting, we can share it with you. And there are some other developments also, which I hope other members from the dais can also share with us. Besides the developments that I have shared at this point in time. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. A.P. Rani. That is the chronology of the development of this entire non-cooperation movement. It all started on 21st of July, 2023. And our General Secretary has ended up saying that when we came here, we came to demand for the withdrawal of that notification issued by the Officer on Special Duty, dated July 12, 2023. And I said, we are ready to go on, to persist, to continue until this illogical, irrational, illegitimate order is withdrawn. So to carry on from there, thank you, sir. We are Madam Ananda.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If the press would like these copies, just keeping them for you in case any of you would like. Well, the entire state government was unaware about the NEP. In fact, the state government was made aware about the NEP 2020 in colleges only when the MCPC and the MCTA delegation went to meet the government to apprise this matter. And this had happened in May. And I continue on from that. May 25th, your press reports. Why we give so much importance to the press is because the press is the fourth pillar of democracy. We look forward to you to carry the news to our students because we are very concerned about them. 25th May, and I wish some of you go through this video which was uploaded by Medline Monitor. 25th May, you will clearly hear the principals speaking out, saying, "No, we are not ready." And this was a tripartite meeting held at the convention hall, in which our Honorable Education Minister was there, the DC was there. They had voiced out their opinions. June 1st, the Education Minister had stated, and he made a press statement, and this was in Medline Times. The head of the institutions of the state have petitioned that they are not ready this academic session. So I had a personal one-to-one meeting with the head of the prominent institutions in the state. They are of the view that this session they are not ready to implement National Education Policy 2020. So we are communicating to all the heads of the institutions to write in black and white. Then, as a state government, we will communicate based on the report to the university. Press statement, Medline Times. June 15th, again, this was when the Medline government woke up. They constituted the MSEC. And if you look at what is written there, it is written, the commission will advise the government on matters related to schools and college system, make strategic interventions and formulate policy decisions to bring about reforms in the school and higher education system. These reforms will align with the perspective of NEP 2020 and fulfill its principles and articulation. July 5th, this was when it was set up. July 15th, sorry. Then, July 20th, the VC holds a press conference in which media people attended, and this was carried by Medline Times again. And I state, and I quote what he said because this was quoted in the press. Professor Shukla said that as per the new policy, the Academic Council and the Executive Council of NEHU have duly endorsed the implementation of the NEP 2020. And with the implementation of the policy, the university will start a 4-year undergraduate program. And he said, the Academic Council and the Executive Council. Mind you, this is what he said in front of the press. July 22nd, the MCTA had a press conference here at Press Club, where we were not happy because we were not happy with the statement of the VC because he had said the Academic Council had endorsed implementation. We at that point of time when we came to the press on July 22nd, we said no, the Academic Council had not discussed on implementation of NEP. No date, no session from when it was not decided. And these are there in the minutes of the Academic Council. How could he make such a wrong statement? Because the Academic Council is the highest body in the university. Then we have July 26, another press briefing. And this was done by Professor Ghanshyam Bays of NEP, Chemistry Department, who was always with the VC. He admitted that the Academic Council had not mentioned the year of implementation of NEP 2020, asserted that the Executive Council of the university has to implement the policy and not the Academic Council. He comes out finally with the truth that no, it's not the Academic Council, the highest body. It seems that the Executive Council has overridden the Academic Council. July 26, again another press briefing, in which our Honorable Education Minister stated to the press that the state government has written to the NEP Vice Chancellor 3 times, May 17, June 27, and June 25th, that the higher educational institutions, that is the colleges, are not ready to implement it this year. July 27th, Doordarshan News informs that 33 colleges are not ready to implement NEP. 33 colleges in the state. 33, mind you. These are statements made to the press. July 29th, there was a press release by the government of Meghalaya. It's there in the public domain. This is the press release. And I would like to read. The Education Department, Government of Meghalaya, had a joint meeting with NEP principals. This was 25th May. This is reported in the press release given by the government. The same will not be able to implement in the academic session 2023-24 as sensitization of teachers and students, preparation of prospectus in line with NEP 2020, and adoption of new curriculum framework for undergraduate programs have not been met by the colleges. Hereby, the state government requests consider of a 1-year extension for implementation. 1-year extension. We are not against NEP, mind you. We are the people who have to teach your children. We are asking, give time. Time for what? Time to sensitize the teachers so that they are equipped. Time also for us to prepare. Time also for training, because there are many new courses in this NEP, like MDCs and SECs. We are all teachers appointed in a specific discipline. Now, I don't know where in the government of Meghalaya has, personality development teachers or public speaking teachers. These are the courses in the MDC. We don't have. And to be very honest with you, I don't think I have the confidence also to go and just talk like an expert and go and teach the students. We need a proper training for this. In order, this press conference reads again, the press release, in order to successfully implement the recommendation of NEP, the Education Department through the Directorate of Higher and Technical Education proposed to host numerous workshops for HEIs in the state on the themes and actions points as pointed by the Ministry of Education in order to provide appropriate capacity building for the implementation of NEP 2020. Where are those training? Where are those capacity building programs? Not one has been held till date. Not one has been held till date. I'm sorry to say that. Please, member of the press. Another news item carried by Hub Network, July 31st. Questions on preparedness. This was a news item where they had colleges, non-colleges, as well as small private colleges also. Well, private colleges have expressed that they really are not in a position to undertake this course. Then we announced the NCM on the 1st of August. It was carried by the press, and it's correct also because I know we had announced it on the 1st. August 3rd, CM states NEP has to be implemented. he makes a statement. August 23rd, and this is a press statement. This is Shillong Times. And our Honorable Minister says, concerns of MCTA are genuine. And he makes a statement here. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma said it is imperative that the genuine concerns and state issues raised by the MCTA on the implementation of NEP be addressed. And he also made, and I'm just reading a few paragraphs. They are only asking where the money and classrooms to implement NEP. Sorry, Mr. Chief Minister. Your government press release states they're not even asking for money. We are asking for those capacity building programs which you have promised us in this press release of the government. They have genuine concerns and issues which need to be resolved. 26 August, NEHUTA, the NEHU Teachers Association, they also were against this statement made by the VC. Now my question, and I would like to address the students, the parents, and the press. Is MCTA only wrong? If you say yes, then are the NEHU Teachers Association also wrong? Don't we know that in order to prepare something or implement anything, we need to be prepared? For a simple birthday party, if I have a birthday party in my house, I will prepare for it. How can this be preparation? I don't know what happened between these dates. I really don't know. I fail to rationalize also. From July 31st, what magic wand did they have and did they wave, as in the fairy tales, that we become prepared by 1st of August? This is the students' careers that are at stake. We are not against NEP. We are against this hurried implementation. We are all for NEP, but anything done without proper implementation, without proper preparation, might lead to a disaster. Then who will be held accountable? That is my question.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Amanda. The General Secretary, Dr. Airbees, has taken you through the chronology, and Madam Amanda has given you the hard facts. Where can we run away from these facts? Our legitimate demand has found support from NEHUTA under the presidency of Professor Lapan. They are right thinking, informed intellectuals. 102 members. They were having a unanimous decision that this notification must be withdrawn. MCTA is responsible for this. Think again. MCTA is unjustified. Think again. If the Honorable Chief Minister remarked, stressed that the concerns of MCTA, they are genuine, then why is it taking so long to start the process of preparing the teachers? And I say here, I remember of one saying which says, nothing is more fatal than lack of preparation. We go to the class, we fail to prepare. What happened in the classroom? Commotion, chaos sets in. And here we have a long-term goal, a goal to shape the future of the nation. It is being shaped in the classrooms. Dear students, Think about it. Ask those who know about NEP. Because the NEP that is being offered to you, my dear students, you are being blackmailed. I would like to hesitate. I hesitate to use that word, but I have to. Because as Madam Amanda said, what magic wand? Who handed that magic wand? That within a matter of a fortnight or 2 days or 3 days, that from impossible, it is turning into possible. Children, students, we are thinking for you. It is you who should apply the pressure. Parents, what we are talking about, NEP, is only a nomenclature change from an old course to a new course. And as she said, SEC, AEC, and in the semesters to come, VECs and many other components, MPCs. Are you being informed about all this? Yes. But what are the implications of undergoing through these courses? What are the benefits of it? And what are the requirements to make it effective? Parents and students and the general public, we are standing on a platform where we are fighting for what is just and for a bright future of our students. We do not know what the future holds for them in this situation where NEP is only a very small package at the moment. What has been taught in the schools, in the colleges today? How much of SEC is happening? How much of skill development is happening? Is it not time when you roll out NEP that these should also go simultaneously? It is not only, the lecture method that demands here, that comes into play. It entails development of skills and capacities. If NEP talks about link with vocationalization and employability, and employment, or the employability skills, let us look at that. And I say what I said, nothing is more fatal than lack of preparation. The colleges are not prepared. The state government, they are not prepared. And still, they say we are ready, except for the 33 colleges. The single stream, what is happening to them? Where is NEP? NEP talks about at least 2 streams. Why do we ignore these technicalities? This is a point to be noted. And audience, who are not here and who are listening, these are certain issues that we need to address. So I hand over to Professor Shiv Pradhan to take us through, about the AC again, the Academic Council, just to refresh, the public about what happened in the Academic Council in brief and the recent development.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, madam. The Academic Council is the apex, policy making body with relation to academics in the university. We have to understand that the new is created as for a new act, which is a central act passed by the parliament. So it's an autonomous body, and we have to also keep in mind it has got certain statutes which are to be followed. Now, as for the statute, we have got 6 teachers representative to the Academic Council who are elected by the teachers of all the affiliated colleges. So we have 6 of us, and you have to keep in mind, when I am there in the Academic Council, I am not just representing MCTA. I am representing all the teachers of the affiliated colleges. That means even a nursing college, which is in Nigrams, which is affiliated to NEU, I am representing them too. So that is the case. Now, this NEP issue that was there, we have been talking about, as you have heard the chronology of the whole event, we were aware of it, and we have made our stand very clear, especially with regard to the preparedness the curriculum, the infrastructure, both physical as well as manpower is required for it. Now, on the 20th emergent meeting of the academic council, sorry, not 20th, basically 20th March, the emergent academic council meeting was held where basically the curriculum was being discussed. Right? That time we did oppose, but our opposition were very mild because we were just a little bit worried about this major, minor, lateral entry, how the students will be allowed who was doing minor become major. These were all new things to us. And we were also confused. So were the members of the curriculum committee, so-called expert then, had no idea. So a lot of confusion were there. So we talked about it, and we at that point in time, among us, we did discuss what is the stand of the principals who are basically implementing this NEP, because they are the one who will actually be responsible for implementing the NEP if it comes. The teachers were there. We are just employees there. Now, we were made to understand by the members of the curriculum committee that the principals were kept in the loop all the time. And in fact, they went on to say that most of these multidisciplinary courses that has been suggested by the curriculum committee was in fact suggested by the principals. We have some courses like vocational skill, let's say innovation, creativity, like that, no? So which sounds very casual, but it was there. So after that, if you look at the sequence of events, we did have a meeting with the MCPC, with the Meghalaya Principals Council and the MCT, and we did come to know like the principal also were very much against it. So we met the principal, we, as a delegation, the MCT met the Chief Minister and the Education Minister, and by the time it was very clear that the principal and the teachers were in the same boat. We were against the HIST implementation of NEP. Like this. Now comes, the 110th Academic Council meeting, where the curriculum is being passed, the syllabus is being discussed. So there, when the chair, that is the PC, tried to, make it clear that he wanted to implement the NEP 2020 undergraduate, 4-year degree program undergraduate in unaffiliated college from the academic session 2023-24, we made it absolutely clear that the principals were not ready, the colleges teachers were not ready, the colleges were not ready. In fact, the university also was not ready. So we had long discussions, we had debates, which went for long hours. Then it almost came to a point where the chair, that is the VC, said that okay, we'll have a show of hand, whereby we'll say those in favor of implementing NEP from 2023-24, raise your hand. Keep in mind, the academic council has around 300 plus members, and teachers, effectively we are six, but we are effectively 4 because of subordinations and everything. We are 4. So there are 300 plus members, and we are only 4. When this proposal of show of hand to vote for NEP to be implemented in the year 2024 was proposed by the PC, around 4 or 5 hands only were raised. Only 4 or 5 hands were raised out of 300 plus. That means the proposal was, defeated, soundly defeated in the floor of the House. In fact, after that also the chair went on saying like, we are doing a disservice to the whole student community of the state of Meghalaya. The student will miss the bus and this and that. Then their academic member, one of the academic council member from the NEP said that, sir, please try to understand, respect the democratic process. Your proposal has been soundly defeated. Then only he kept quiet. Okay. Thereafter, this implementation was never discussed. He said, implementation and passing of the syllabus and ordinances are 2 different things. So we went on discussing over the syllabus and the ordinances. The meeting was very long, it was adjourned. Again we sat back next day. It was after, I think, in July, 2nd or 2nd we came back and we did come. 2nd of June, sorry. 2nd of June did we come. And the 1st of June, I still remember the news, Shillong Times, news came up, I think, it was 1st of June, where the Education Minister has said, that the state is not ready for implementation of this one. I still remember I bought some copy of this and I circulated in the Academic Council also that day. So okay, So again, it was discussed. We were really interested in the curriculum and syllabus, and we participated. The meeting went on till I think 9:30 p.m. Started at around 10 a.m. So it went to 9:30 p.m. All of us are sitting. Till that point, no discussion about implementation of NEP from academic session 2020. So meeting closed, everything fine. So we went back, we got calls from our friends and everything saying that okay, what is the decision? We said no, NEP is not coming, there's a academic session. So that was the thing. But suddenly on 12th of July, this notification comes, which says that as per the decision taken in the academic council and the same has been approved by the EC, is going to be implemented. So this is a blatant lie. Right. Where if we had kept quiet, our very integrity is being questioned. Because all the time we have been saying like this. But today I feel good that Nihuta has come. The teachers were large in number in academic. We were four only. Now the rest of them also to have said in the same voice, it was never passed. It was never passed. So as Madam, President has said, we are teaching our students to do what is right. And we as teacher, if we keep silent in this matter, when a wrong is being done, I think we have no right to be in the class. So we have to set this wrong right, then only we'll talk about it. So I think, I feel this simple fact that this defective notification has gone like this should be questioned. And as a civil society, as parents, as teachers, as students, we should not take this, just quietly and question it. This itself should be a reason enough to go for a non-cooperation movement. Forget about the merits and demerits, hasty implementation, classes, teachers not there, building not there, whatever, forget it. This single reason itself is enough, for us to go for a non-cooperation movement.
Thank you, Sir Shiv. And just a line or two from what you said. We're not concerned at the moment. I'm not saying that in the long run we're not concerned. We are concerned about the lie, the blatant lie. And how do we expect the edifice, the structure of education, and also of the society to be built on that lie? And this book, I'm taking this because this is becoming, a kind of a guideline. You just download it, you will get it from the Ministry of Education. That implementation will be guided by the following principles. And principle number one, implementation of the spirit and intent of the policy will be the most critical matter. We are questioning what is the intent of that hurriedness. And as sir, we need to emphasize and reiterate on why we have come before you and why we need to tell the general public. It is because of a serious offense that has been committed in that temple, the temple where they decide about the future of our children, the college, the undergraduate, and the postgraduate. There it went wrong. So I keep asking this question: are we unjustified? And on that note, Dr. David, please take us through, and also the general public that are listening, and maybe a little later.
Can we shorten this press conference? Because I think it's stretching to.
Okay, greetings. Please be sure. I'll try to be as brief as possible.
Yeah,
But I want to present some hard facts here. Some hard, in fact, shocking facts with regards to the.
But madam, if you can just bear with us, because we have come here with purpose.
I know, we
We have
understand,
come here
but we
with
are
purpose.
also waiting for our turn to ask.
Yes, we will be here, yes, we will be here. But we have come here with that, to lay to the public, to put it before the public.
I think let's present the facts before you, and then you can ask as many questions as you want. In fact, I would encourage all of you to ask questions. Now, I'm going to present some hard and maybe some shocking facts with regards to the readiness, the inadequacy, and the impediments with regards to the implementation of NEP in 2023 in all the NEP affiliated colleges and institutions in Meghalaya. As you know, under the NEP 2020, now the 3-year undergraduate program will be a 4-year undergraduate program. Now, so from 6 semesters, it's going to be 8 semesters. Now, so far, we only have the syllabus for the first 2 semesters. What about the succeeding semesters? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where's the syllabus? I mean, when anything has to be implemented, it has to be implemented. When you introduce a curriculum, it has to be comprehensive. Implementation has to be total, which under the rule, only the semester for the first, for the syllabus for the first and second semester is ready. And in my, with me here, I have a few pages, introductory pages of this 4-year undergraduate program under NEP 2020, the first and second semester. Date of approval and academic council dated 02/06/2022-23. Here they mention the syllabus, the structure of the syllabus of the different programs that offered under NEP. And conveniently, they have left out 2 departments from this list. So the syllabus for the Department of Business Administration is not there in this list, as well as the syllabus for the Department of Music. And by some sleight of hand, to service these new courses, you have these, ability enhancement scores, you have these MBCs, and so on and so forth. Now, where is the human resource and manpower that is going to service these different courses, these different papers? We don't know, we don't have. And this is where I also want to, inform you all that it is clearly written in the NEP 2020, the 66-page document. If you go to section 14.4.1, it talks about access and inclusion of the SEDGs in higher educational institutions. Now, what are these SEDGs? The socio-economically disadvantaged groups. And in that section 14.4.1, it has spelled out clearly the role of the government. And there are some 8 steps. I'm not going to mention them here. And if you read those steps under 14.4.1, the government, our government, the government of Meghalaya, has not done anything about it. And let me also mention that a well-renowned college in Shillong that has, an enrollment of over 5,000 students. Now, the management last December had sat along with the IQAC, Internal Quality Assurance Cell. They sat together and they worked out what would be, the unit cost of education if NEP 2020 would be implemented in Meghalaya. And this is what we got. 4,210 rupees. Now that's the minimum amount that every student will have to pay extra every year, an additional 4,210 rupees and more. And now we are talking about a big college that has an enrollment of over 5,000 students. An additional of 4,210. Now, majority of our students here will not be able to afford it. Now, who will come to their rescue? And like I mentioned, the government has done nothing about it. They have not created any posts. I think the last 3 decades there has been a moratorium in the recruitment of professors, assistant professors in colleges. It's time, if the government of Meghalaya is serious about education, I think they need to, they need to wake up, step up, and bring about intervention. So that's it.
Thank you, Dr. David. Over to you, Sir Nasser.
Okay, I will be very brief and very short. I'm here only to address some of the fears that has been propagated from the side of the DC and others. You see, when you don't have a moral standing, you resort to misrepresentation and exaggerated truth. Now, when we read in the news that the DC had said that students who do not opt for NEP, they will not get admission to universities, or they will be greatly disadvantaged when it comes to the careers. Now, we look at the facts of the matter. Even in implementing NEP, there are states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Maharashtra, West Bengal who have rejected it outrightly next year. And even Karnataka also is going to roll back on NEP. And the problem that one of the professors who was pro-NEP said that it was hasty implementation. And then when we also look at the universities, as per UGC website, there are 56 central universities. Out of these 56 central universities, only 19 have agreed to go ahead with NEP. So if it is, if it is the need of the hour, why is it then that only 19 universities agree? What about the 56? And you see the fear that has been, mounted in the public is that even if you don't offer NEP, it will be difficult for you to get into admission to the university. Now again, in the state we have one central university, which can accommodate per department maybe about 50 seats only. Now, even if you go through the old system, which is a 3-year course, after the 3 years, you still get the chance to go into the university through QA, and you will still have to stay for 2 years PG. The NEP also has a very similar sort of structure where you can also complete 3 years, not 4 years, but after the 3 years, you can also enter the university for 2 more years PG. It has the same system. But in the NEP, there will also be an issue of those who complete the 4 years through NEP, where they will have to go into natural entry into the final year of PG, whether the university can actually, they can keep those seats for those natural entries. or whether only one or two students will be taken in. Now, these are also concerns that have not been addressed yet. So if the fear has been propagated that not having the NEP will ensure that there will be problems that will come up in the academic careers of the students, I would like to disperse those fears by saying that that's all.
All right. So from our side, we have come to the end of what we want to present before the esteemed members of the press, and then the general public, the parents, and the teachers who have joined in, and we really do not know the situation. So now, we invite questions, or maybe observations, or remarks of anything.
So if you can tell us more about this notification that SPA is against, can throw more light on this notification?
All right, thank you. Thank you for your question. Over to you, sir.
When was it issued and will the SPA
Okay, the notification, is in the public domain by now. Okay. It was issued on the 12th of July. It is signed by the officer of special duty, who is acting as the College Development Council chairman. Okay, CDC we call it. The CDC is the office which basically regulates or is a interface between the university and the affiliate colleges. With regard to, you have to keep in mind, for small colleges, the CDC is very important office. Because the CDC is the one who will select a group of people which will go for inspection to your college and decide whether you will get affiliation or not get affiliation. So you have to keep, if you are a principal from a small college, you would like to keep the CDC in a very good book and keep the CDC happy. So keep that in mind first thing. Now, having said that, the notification on the 12th of July is signed by the CDC. Okay, it was issued where it is claiming that the vision to implement the NEP 2020 from the academic session 23-24 has been taken as per the vision of the 110 academic council, and the same has been approved by the executive council. Now, we challenge that on the basis of this proceeding. This is the proceeding of the 110 academic council. Here, not even a single word is mentioned that the decision has been taken. Do you think a meeting is called for the very purpose to implement NEP from 23-24 and the proceeding will not even mention it? The main agenda which has been discussed and passed, according to them, will not feature in the proceeding. Are you getting my point? What I'm saying here? So, it is a balance line. So, they have erred there. I don't know what they were thinking when they wrote this one. Or you can have your own assumption. What were they thinking about us when they made this assumption? I think it's absolutely clear that this notification. Now, one more thing you have to keep in mind here. In the notification, they are saying to the principal that if you have some causes or reasons that you believe that that you cannot implement NEP from this session, then you should write and with valid reason, and they will see whether it can be considered or not. Right? But sad to say that, very sad to say that, very few or none of the colleges have written. And let me tell you, in the beginning, what I said, small colleges have to keep the CDC in good mood. Right. So many of the small colleges, could not, did not, all of the colleges, none of the colleges, responded. So basically, the principal also have a big role to play here. Right.
Absolutely. You have to implement and inform the principals of that case. Another college is small college, what you are telling them that.
No,
So the students are not aware of that. So you have to, how you will promote the students now? So media we can publish it, but your part is that you have to go and reach the colleges now. You have to be very good towards. That's good. But the thing is that how students will be aware of that.
Most students will be aware of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing, Okay, I think, we have to, you got a point, like how students are into this.
They are the futures.
They are the futures, right? the principals, even after in the public domain it came out this notification was defective, remained silent and went on to implement this notification, this defective notification. So if today this whole thing has come to this situation, then I think, who is responsible, you should, derive your own conclusion. Because who is implementing this defective notification? So keep in mind, in the beginning, on the 25th or 27th of July, 33 colleges were not ready for implementation. The moment this notification comes, everybody is ready. It is very sad, one thing, why are we coming here today? Is it because, this NEP DC has not responded? Is it because, the government is remaining maintaining such a deafening silence? No, we have come here because we care for the student. We have come here only for one reason. It's for the student. We want to set things right. We want to let the student know what they are jumping into. They, in the name of NEP, yes, NEP is very good. The manner in which it's being implemented and which is being done, how it is being done. Okay, I'll give you one simple example. I've already said earlier also. At present, I'm from commerce stream. There is, from commerce, we have to take one major, which will be commerce, discipline-specific course, and you have to take minor, which will be from another discipline. In my college, a commerce student is given an option of 23 papers without any counseling, proper counseling and guidance, which teachers are not capable of. They are supposed to take the options, right? Which is a number one preference, number two, number three, number four. After three, do you think the student will check the board and see the paper? 23 of them. And when the minor course is being allotted to them, to their utter surprise, they have given number 9 option as geology. And a commerce student is given minor geology. Do you think it's proper? A commerce student with a combination of minor geology will be studying. Tomorrow he will be nowhere.
So I'm talking there.
Yeah.
So since the MCA has closed this notification,
Yes.
so what is the way forward? They will give ultimatum of what is the next course of action if the authority structure does not keep the agreement.
I think the president will be able to do it.
All right, on that question, we will have to meet as a body. And we will not be able to disclose what would that be. We will have a collective decision, which will be after a threadbare discussion. So that is the reply to the question. And, once we decide, because we keep meeting from time to time, looking at the situation, so the same will also be happening.
We have demanded the university, the vice chancellor, to withdraw that notification with immediate effect. We have served the representative 31st of July, and because it has remained silent, therefore we started the NCM as a response to from the first month. And it is going on.
So the non-cooperation movement by the MCA is still continuing today.
Yes, it is still on. We are boycotting all the first semester classes. I mean, we are not taking any classes under the NEP. Number two, we are also not undertaking any assignment like question sitting or question papers, moderation, and so on and so forth related to the first semester courses under NEP.
Very strange, I haven't been here. This is an advertisement of Pura Government College. They don't have teachers and they have advertised teachers for both day and shift, morning shift. And the subjects are motivation, personality development, public speaking, introductory life science, and it's written here. Preference will be given to candidates having more experience and diploma degree in the related field. And then they also say here, it will be under shift and they will be paid on an hourly basis. Mind you, these are courses under NEP, and you will have hourly basis teachers coming even in a government college. Now, what about the deficit? What about the private colleges then? What do they do? What do they do? Why is the government silent? That is the question we would like to know. If the CM has stated that the concerns of MCT are genuine, then why is he silent? If the VC is concerned about the students passing out from his university, why is he silent? We would like the press also to please ask that question to the VC and the CM. Why are they silent?
What is the method to end this stalemate? Because Mukta also is ultimatum given to the new DC. So what is the way out of this crisis?
No, we are studying this moment by moment. And we have our ears, we are listening very patiently. We are also observing every, even the press items, the news that we gather from the university. Now, for that question, I think it is only the PC, and we leave it to the wisdom of the PC. To how will we remove and solve and resolve this, position?
Why don't you approach the visitor of the university, visitor?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you approach the visitor of the VC is not listening? Why don't you approach the visitor?
We would not like to lay everything before before this gathering here, but there are plans. There are plans. We are working on that.
Is the VC respond to you regarding this?
Not at all. Not at all.
So what's the next step?
As I said, we are going to meet. We will talk about it. We will discuss. And after thread day, it's the same question. After thread day, we will have the collective decision and take a decision, a stand on what next. Where do we move from here?
So under the MCTA, how many colleges
Under the NCTA, we have 22 colleges. 22 colleges in Hasi Giant Hills as well as in Durham Hills. And one out of 22 is a standalone institution, which is the BTT, the college. However, because they are teaching this BEd course, it is not done so that's why they are not. However, they are part of the association, but the issue does not concern them. However, I would like to add to the answer given by the Madam President. What is the way forward to end this stalemate? According to us, there is one and only one, and that is Vice Chancellor should withdraw this notification, roll back this NEP from this academic session, and we can go back to the old course because time now is flying. We are on agitation for nearly a month. So therefore, we would like to request the VC to withdraw this notification and then end the stalemate. And even the state government also should come forward. As Madam Amanda has said, if the genuine, if your concern is genuine, then we should address it accordingly.
Are you
So
saying
in
that
case the new vice chancellor fails to withdraw this notification, is there a chance or for the MCTA to approach the court for justice for the students of the country?
All right, that is what we have seen in one of the letter to the editor. There is the opportunity, the door is there, but then we understand that if we have to go to the court, a legal matter will take years. It will take years. And by the time this batch of students, where will they be? So that will be if at any point in time. I'm using the if at any. it will be the last and very last resort.
So you setting a deadline for the VC to withdraw this notification?
As of now, we have not set any deadline, but with immediate effect, actually, we have mentioned. But we didn't get any response from him. Neither did he call us for any meeting or so. And so therefore, we still wait this on.
See, it's not just the teachers who are affected by this, it's the students as well. So the legal option is also there for the parents and students. They can take it up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I know it's long and thank you for listening. And we, as Madam Amanda said, the fourth pillar. And we expect that, with this press conference,